This is the Herd Line News.
Apparently, Florida Gators are loyal too, because Urban brought in Tim Tebow and instantly grabbed the attention of the sports world.
Yes.
According to Albert Breer, the media circus that surrounds him has led to one common complaint from Tebow's former coaches, is that Tebow doesn't do anything to actively calm down TebowMania.
How do you do that?
The hype that follows him wherever he goes.
How do you calm? Now, serious question. What is Tim supposed to do?
You can't help if you're a polarizing person or you're a star. You don't make that determination for yourself. People try to do that all the time, become stars, and they're mostly just stars in their own mind. Like, you have that kind of, sprinkle dust on you, or you don't. And so from that perspective, I would agree. It's not his fault that everyone is obsessed with him. Like, it's just who he is.
Right.
That said, I do think that you have to have some level of self-awareness.
Yeah.
When you are in a situation as unique as this. The baseball thing didn't bother me. Didn't work with football. You still want to play. He was still young. That was years ago. If he can make it, so what? Like, he's obviously getting the opportunity because he's Tim Tebow. But, by all accounts, he had a successful run at it. It's not like he made made some huge, miraculous career out of it. But that's what a lot of guys aspire to do, is play baseball professionally, and he was able to do that. So I didn't have a problem with that. But the issue I think that most people have with Tebow is that he continues to get opportunities that he doesn't necessarily deserve. Now, you could argue that he has great relationships, and anybody who has great relationships who takes advantage of those relationships, maybe they earned them, which in this case, maybe Tebow did by being a great player for Urban Meyer and being a great person, which he is.
Yeah.
But this feels a little bit unfair.
Gimmicky.
Feels a little gimmicky. And that, I think, is the issue that people have in this situation. And where I would argue against the he can't control the TebowMania thing is, to what end are you going to continue to put yourself in these situations? We know that Tebow could be a very well-paid broadcaster right now.
Yeah.
Which most people do not have access to, which is fine because he did it and he was good at it. We know he could be a speaker. So, what is it about this particular opportunity that is bothering everyone so much? And I think when you look at it, it's that it feels a bit unfair.
Yeah, I've heard this criticism of the media, which is, well, he's offered it, so he should take it. And I'll just give you a personal example. I get offered lots of money to tweet stuff, a lot of money. And I turn it down.
Right.
I don't think it's good. I think it's bad for everything. It's bad for a brand if I have one. It's bad to associate Fox with something. I get offered a lot of stuff. I've had more cannabis companies, nothing against them. So the idea that you have to take every opportunity is not true. The idea, Tim knowing in Jacksonville, Florida Gator territory, right down the road, switching positions, he's smart enough to know the circus will implode.
Right. I think if he's going to take this opportunity, if I'm Tim Tebow, and he obviously put himself out there. It's not like everyone was calling him to come back and play tight end.
Right.
I would sprinkle a little self-awareness on it by being adamant that I am only here to play tight end because I still want to compete. I have no interest in participating in any kind of quarterback situation whatsoever. That's not what I'm here to do. This is Trevor Lawrence's team. Push that out every time you have the opportunity to say something, or even if you don't, make it a point that everyone knows that that's what you're trying to do. He's not going to take the job from Trevor Lawrence. But that, to me, I think having a little humility in the situation.
And being
extra humility. Not that he's not a humble guy, but lay it on us a little bit.
Yeah, it's not outrageous to think somebody with more self-awareness would say, it's Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is a rookie, I could probably be a distraction. I don't think that's outrageous for Tim to have said, which is, I've been given my chance, I've been out of the sport 8 years, Urban's a great guy, I appreciate the offer. I don't think that's that heady. My first takeaway is, does Tim understand, Tim is aware of his brand. Tebow is a business. If I'm Tim Tebow and was offered this, I would have been like, no. I'm not going to create a circus for Trevor Lawrence. And I can honestly say, I've turned down a lot of things in my life.
Yeah, there's power
I would turn
in
it
no.
down.
There's power in no. And I think the one part of the brand that I think that maybe coaches are talking about in this is that you have to be aware that in this brand, none of this isn't everyone's brand, but in Tebow's brand, there are a lot of people that truly despise the fact that we're talking about this right now. They don't like him. They're actively rooting for him to fail. And if that is something that is a part of your brand, you have to be aware of that as well. And just kind of just give those people a little bit of what they're aching for as well.
Good.
So fans in Chicago are very excited about their future with Justin Fields now that he is with the team. Matt Nagy said on our show last month that they would not play him until he was ready to make sure that he is successful. Still have Andy Dalton and Nick Foles on the roster, but according to Jeremy Fowler, Fields will be given the chance to earn the starting job if he has an impressive training camp.
Now, is this just come out today? I didn't see this morning. Did this just come out?
Yeah, he's going to be given the chance to earn the starting job. Justin Fields also has 3 of the top 5 selling jerseys in the NFL right now. The other 2 are Tebow.
By the way, he also had a lot of college starts. So this is not Trey Lance. This is not like a guy that hasn't played. This guy started for a college football power 2 years of starts. Like Joe Burrow, you didn't pay attention to his junior year, but he did start his junior year.
I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea that a rookie has to wait behind a veteran.
Well, especially if he's got 35 college starts.
Yes. I mean, I think there is some value to learning on the job training. I think there is some value to that. And, you know, the Bears front office isn't in the most comfortable space. And sometimes rookies come out and surprise us. Justin Herbert did.
Well,
Joe Burrow wasn't a surprise to me, but he was certainly impressive.
Also, should be noted that the college game and the NFL game are more similar than years ago. So Justin Fields, a lot of the concepts. I mean, if you watch Matt Nagy coach, Trubisky did some college stuff because Trubisky was more athlete than thrower. Justin Fields, a way better thrower and an athlete. But a lot of the stuff that Justin Fields, he's just going to have to memorize a new language. But they're going to run a lot of the same I mean, it's not like when you watch Ohio State, they're running the wishbone. They got a lot of NFL. He's been throwing to NFL players for the last 2 years at Ohio State.
I just don't know how if he's not even slightly impressive in training camp, how you're not going to start him. You have to give the fans something to be excited about. And if they're seeing Justin Fields look good and competent in training camp, and the reports are that he's doing well, and the players are buying in, and then you try and bring out Andy Dalton week 1.
You know what's really funny about this? 2 years ago, we were hearing all these stories about Justin Herbert. He's stiff. He reads one side of the field. He's mechanical. And Justin Fields, it was like he doesn't go to his second progressions. It's really interesting to me, first of all, how similar Herbert and Justin Fields are as athletes. Big, strong, mobile athletes with big arms, big play guys. And it's similar to some of the criticisms. So it's funny, Justin Herbert, I remember that first camp, Joy, we weren't even giving him a chance to play.
Yep.
It wasn't Tyrod Taylor's team. And then all of a sudden in camp, because I know the Chargers pretty well, people were like, that kid is good. And they were like, but he's not ready yet. Well, then they gave him the start.
Well, they had to.
And he was ready. It's very hard to say a guy's not ready in preseason because Justin Herbert, there is and I don't know how to explain it, but there's levels of football. There's practice. There's preseason. There's regular season. There's playoffs. Justin Herbert, once it counted, was a better player in a game than he was at practice. Justin Fields is so naturally gifted. You're going to see some stuff at practice, but I think you put him into a game situation, a lot of what he and Justin Herbert do, you can't just tell in preseason. You got to see live bullets.
Exactly.
How are they doing in the moment? And Justin Fields, I watched almost every start that mattered in his career. He just did some stuff. You can't do it practice.
He was very often the best player on the field.
And you can't do it scrimmages.
Yep.
He is going to pop when you see him live.
So the playoffs continue tonight with 3 Game 5s, and every home team is favored. According to Fox Bet, the Nets are 12.5-point favorites over the Celtics to close out the series tonight. The Nuggets are favored by 2.5 to take a 3-2 series lead over the Blazers, and the Lakers are 5-point underdogs to the Suns following the report that AD is unlikely to play.
Can I see those? Can I see the Fox Bet odds
Nets
again?
Are favored by 12.5, Nuggets by 2.5, and the Suns by 5.
I don't like giving up 12.5.
Yeah, I would imagine the Celtics would give a little more fight to try and.
But I would probably take my favorite bet of those is Nuggets minus 2.5.
Same.
I'll take the Nuggets minus 2.5. The other two are passes, but I do think the Suns and the Nets will win. But those numbers.
I think the Suns Lakers game will be closer than that. But again, I would stay away from it. But 12.5 points is a lot, and it's a closeout game for the Celtics with everything that's been going on in that series.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, coming up next. That is such a good series.
Just hope it goes 7.
So
Want
good.
some game 7s.
Yeah. All right, Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
100 days from NFL opening night. Cowboys, Buccaneers. Talking the best young quarterbacks in the NFL as we get ready. That's just 100 nights from the opener. Forget preseason. For camp start in a week. The Packers can find Aaron Rodgers in a week. Now they